Hello everybody, and welcome to the second round of the VTuber GT series, brought to you by tracc.eu. I'm Ruby Acosta, I'm the commentator today, and joining me alongside is finally June Ravenmoon. Say hello, June.
Hello everyone, it's me, of course, June Ravenmoon. I'll be co-commentating alongside Ruby for tonight's event. We're gonna have to see our fellow contenders get bolder here in Zolder.
Yes indeed, because this track is absolutely tight and absolutely treacherous. As we're going to look through the standings for today right now at the moment, where you will see that Mirai X Uragoner is right on top of the points with 119. Second place right behind them is the British team of Wild Things X Who Wants a Soda with Natalie Lee and Race Takioso. In the third, it's Mirai United VRT, the French team with Akito Tsuzugawa and Cobb 90 with 101 points. Uma Motorsports follows with Yukari Kagurizaka taking the win last time out, with Midnight Hurricane looking to actually take the point standing here. Looking to actually make an improvement in the points. Stickabus Racing in 5th, Lowpin Esports Team Limited in 6th, and of course, everybody else down the order will be looking to make some more progress here. But for now, we'll be getting ready here for the qualifying session for the second round here at the Belgian V-Prix. June, what do you have to say about this track?
Well, I've been hearing from some of the drivers here that the curbs and how to attack them will be absolutely key to lap time for tonight's event. As I said, you're going to have to get really bold if you're going to win here. And those curbs do not forgive a single mistake. We're going to be seeing a lot of potential accidents today if drivers get too frisky.
Yes, especially coming down to turn 1, that really tight first turn. It's not really that much of a problem when you're going in just a single car, but when you get going double file down from the start, it completely turns into a completely different turn. It's like it completely narrows down into a single file lane. It's really crazy.
Yeah,
I
haven't had a lot of experience here, but that first couple of corners, it's very treacherous, very deceptive.
As we're getting ready to get to practice, we just have under a minute of free practice here. To get you through to speed, Yukari Kagurizaka is absolutely showing her pace yet again from last time out at Centerton, showing that it isn't a one-time thing, a flash in the pan, with a 1 minute 29.092. Pretty impressive stuff, June.
Yeah, very impressive indeed. Really showing that they're not just a one-trick pony.
Well, the whole Uma Motorsports stables definitely gonna have to have to put their whole back into it as well, as Yukari Kagurizaka and Midnight Hurricane are 1-2, and hopefully that will help them move up in the team standing.
Oh yeah, the more points they can haul, the more difficult it'll be for everyone else to keep up with them as the season goes on. A good start this season is always crucial, and while they were only able to get 4th as a team last time out, I'm sure with their pace this time around for both drivers, it's definitely going to be a big points haul if they can keep it together for that hour-long race.
We'll hope that Midnight Hurricane will actually show her pace yet again here today. She did not have a good outing at Centerton, but that's probably because of the really tricky conditions they had to go through that whole 60 minutes. But here, it's clear, sunny, and nothing else other than you, the track, and maybe the, I'd say, 26 other drivers here today.
Ooh, it is a packed house here tonight, isn't it?
27 drivers in total here at such a tight track, and all different skill levels here for today's race. It's definitely going to be an interesting race coming here in Belgium.
Situational awareness will definitely be critical, I have a feeling.
As we get set for the qualifying session, let's see who first goes out to set their lap. 20 minutes, so a lot of time to get a good lap in, but you're still going to have to pull it off. As you see, I think it's Ice or ABR coming out in the pits. Looks like they will be getting their first lap in.
Very crucial to get that, to get out early, get yourself some room to prepare yourself.
Especially at such a tight and short circuit here at Zolder. just a little bit of traffic will mess up your day. It's like really early. You do not want to be caught up in the kerfuffle at turn 1.
Oh yeah, especially if last time out at Snetterton was any indication. Whew. I would not have wanted to have been part of the first corner fracas in that.
A lot of people getting really unlucky, including Akito Suzagawa, which he's shown great pace, but just has been the luckiest driver out there. Hopefully he will be able to show his whole worth today here. Not his whole worth, but rather his real pace.
Oh yeah, he's definitely proven that he's got what it takes in race trim. Like, in terms of his overall pace, he's definitely got what it takes. But getting taken out constantly is just... It's very difficult to make ground when you lose so much time like that.
You see Eister ABR done with their outlap. Let's see what time they set here. It's going to be the first of a few flyers, so we're not expecting this first lap to be an absolute hot lap, but it'll basically give us a good idea of their pace.
Took a bit of sand through turn 1.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to do there. It will actually slow you down quite a bit, especially here coming out of this turn. There's still a lot of sand out here on the exit, so you definitely do not want to do that, or else you lose a few tenths. Looks like they avoided so far.
Yeah, that's not looking too bad so far.
So June, I know maybe you haven't been watching too much of the last round, but who do you think is going to be the favorite to win for today, other than Yukari Kagurizaka? Is there going to be another surprise winner, or will you think that the Uma Motorsport driver will be taking the win today?
I think it's going to be pretty tough for the rest of the field to be taking down the leading Uma Motorsport squad. But if I were a betting person, and you told me to bet for somebody other than Midnight Hurricane or Kagurizaka, I think it'd have to be Akito. Because if they can get a run in without incident, I think they've got what it takes.
Eister ABR with a good lap on the board of 129.737. Maybe go faster than that. Looks like I don't want to make another pun, but they're a good horse to bet on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the full Uma squad plays out here, because it's not every day you get to see 9 cars from just one stable of sim racers.
Everybody else's laps coming in. Suzagawa with, looks like Eister ABR just got a little bit loose there coming out of that curve. It's really easy to do that. Suzagawa with a 1:31, but that's probably not what his true pace is, as is Frankie Nguyen and Aaron Vogel. All those drivers were pretty fast at Snetterton.
You definitely want to get in a banker lap before you put in something really, really fast, because it's entirely possible that you're not going to have the time to get in that really good lap if you do it just once, or if you give yourself only that one chance.
We'll see what Eister ABR here does as they come out of the final corner. No improvement, actually. We'll see who else is improving. Laggy Lou here coming out of that turn. It's clipping the sand, though. And Midnight Hurricane on top of the board, the 129.690. We'll see what Laggy Lou does here, as they are actually up on their lap, about 5/10 even.
Ooh, that's a big improvement, even with dipping their tires into the sand. I'm pretty impressed.
Laggy Lou, a new driver here representing Uma Motorsport, as seeing Yukari Kagurizaka with a 129.885. We'll catch up on her later, but for now we have Laggy Lou on a good lap here. coming up into the chicane. Really easy to lose a lot of time with the next chicane here, especially with the curbs. You're going to have to cut the curbs a lot to get a really good lap. Let's see what Laggy Lou does. It might be a full second. It might be just about a 129. We're going to have to see.
Ooh, not quite.
Yeah, 1 minute 30.3. We'll check out on Midnight Hurricane, who is putting on a good performance today.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to expect that if Kagurazaka doesn't take pole, then almost certainly Midnight Hurricane's going to sweep it up for themselves.
But we haven't seen Midnight Hurricane a lot at the top in race conditions, so it's going to be pretty interesting as Icer ABR takes the fastest lap, but looks like Midnight Hurricane's going to leapfrog them. Just about? No, not quite actually. Really close to, at least. As Ross...
If this is how it's going to be in the race, then this will be a very interesting race indeed.
You see, oh, Akito Susagawa actually jumps Rossi in the standings, 1 minute 29.607. As oops, looks like I don't have the livery for him yet, but they have actually changed their livery for this time around. So apologies to the broadcasting crew for that. We'll get that fixed next time around. But Akito Susagawa, regardless, putting on a pretty good show here.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep it consistent, and hopefully the ones around him won't cause him much of a mess.
See, Yukari, it's not on a very good lap at the moment, 2 minutes behind. Sorry, 2 minutes. That's a huge difference. It's a huge delta. 2 seconds, rather, behind on her best lap, though I don't think it's going to be challenged anytime soon. We'll check in on the rest of the field. Aaron Vogel in the 720S for Dragoner X Mirai United VTuber Racing Team has gone to set their lap. June, there has always been a bit of bias, I guess, in the BOP with the McLaren now. Do you think it's still going to stand today, or do you think the Ferrari is actually going to take that top spot in being the strongest car?
I think it's going to be very difficult to divide the two. While I'm not really sure on the exact specifics, I think their positions in first and second in terms of strength are more or less interchangeable at this point. But we'll have to see what Yukari can do.
See, Yukari, Midnight Hurricane actually on a pretty good lap. They might actually be able to leapfrog Yukari Gurizaka for the pole position if they can improve here on the next few corners. They did lose a lot of time in that chicane, bouncing off the curbs. Pretty easy to do that, as looks like they make that mistake again. So no improvement, it looks like, for Midnight Hurricane. Icer ABR up about 2/10, but they still have yet that one chicane to go.
Yeah, drivers are going to have to avoid rage driving too much through these chicanes. It's easy to compound one mistake into the next, and then all of a sudden it's a travesty.
Let's ride on board with Icer ABR. Looks like they're actually going to get a pretty good lap here, as they actually go into the grass. So a lot of time lost there.
I would say curse of the commentator, but we just tuned into their onboard. Does that count?
I guess so. You see, Icer ABR actually lost a lot of time through that section. Chuzika Mujiko, though, let's see what they do. They go and leapfrog, go up over Akito Susagawa for the 4th position. With half of the session left, we're going to see if anybody's going to break that 129 barrier and go into 28th.
Well, there's definitely at least 3 drivers who have the potential to do that.
Already a lot of action today to sort of cover, and it's not even the race yet. see.
Oh yeah, if this is qualifying, then I'm gonna be using this push-to-talk button a lot during the race. I'm gonna be real here.
Akito Suzukawa up nearly 4/10. Let's see if he's able to get that pole position. It's gonna take a really good next few corners though.
Well, he's looking pretty good so far, but that final chicane is coming up. That's gonna prove crucial for both this lap and the next.
We will see, as looks like he is actually gaining time. 7/10 up. That might be enough for the pole position here. It is. He makes the pole with a 128.927. Very fast lap.
And the person I was expecting to break the 128 barrier was not the person I was expecting. At least not the first one, anyway.
Yeah, Yukari Kagarataka immediately responds with a 128.8. Really good pace, really good qualifying session so far.
So the M4 is still proving to be a fairly strong car. At least in VGT, it certainly seems to be the case here.
Yeah, the M4 has always been a pretty strong car, but looks like it has some competition though. Let's check out on the rest of the grid actually. Frankie Nguyen not having too good of a qualifying session down at 12th, but they might be able to actually start improving here as they are 3/10. Actually, no, they lost a lot of time with the chicane. That chicane, these chicanes are really tough.
Yeah, they look easy from the onboards and from the aerials, but once you actually try to drive through them, you'll go insane trying to figure out how to gain time through there.
As the car just bounces and bounces, it's just you don't have any control over it. It's really wild.
That's a good. I hope none of these drivers have motion brakes because they're going to be really feeling it then, if they do.
I do have to go back to Yukari Kagarataka because she is on a flyer. 2/10, nearly 3/10 up. This is going to be yet another fast lap. Wow, a 28.5.
Goodness me, that Ferrari fits Kagarataka like a glove. Like a really, really good glove.
And another horse from the stable, 128.767. Akito has definitely has some company around him for this race.
I believe that's 3 pilots from the Uma Motorsport stable in the top 5 so far in qualifying.
You might be right, actually. Actually, apart from Akito, I think that's 4 out of like 9, actually. So it's a really good showing for Uma Motorsport. The next car that is not an Uma Motorsport car is Blanc Ryuzaki with a 129.340. Just actually, it looks like Tsutomu Mujiko and Blanc Ryuzaki are tied with both with a 129.340.
Oh, that's too funny. Going down to that 4th digit that we can't see on the timing screen, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Frankie Nguyen seems to be on a good time here, but it's really too early to tell. These chicanes are really catching everybody out here today. Oh
no!
Oh no, that is so unfortunate. It was a really good lap. Oh no.
Yeah, this is a picture I've seen all too many times in my time in sim racing. Just trying to shave every millimeter off that curb and nope. Can't make it stick.
Further down the order, we have Shensoi with 3/10 up with a 130.617. We're going to be going through the rest of the field as the top 10 below are Lucas Lichten, Kagura Mashiro, Aaron Vogel, Shensoi, Poofy Pillow, Moritz Reidiger, Jordan Brunch, David Rhodes Katse, Charles the 14th, Panic Focus, Keisetsu Fujiwara, Cop 90, Trazione Integrale, Knight, iMetrics VTuber, Kei Shada, Jaro VTuber, Celeb Drew Crocs, and Yuri Nishimori actually hasn't set a lap time yet.
Oh, that's strange. Wonder what's going on with them.
see, Shinzo is actually on a pretty good lap. They actually lost a lot of time on that exit, but still 2 more corners to go.
That Lamborghini looks really good. I wish I were driving that.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic Lamborghini. Let's see what Shinsoi does here. Wow, actually moves into the top 10. Pretty good.
Very big improvement.
Hats off to Shinsoi there. To go off the grass, that's enough for their qualifying stint. There's still 3 minutes left, so actually 4 minutes left, so they still have a little bit of time to get in a better lap.
To be honest, with that little time remaining, I'm not sure I would want... Oh! We've got another driver going off here.
Yeah, I believe that was actually one of the COTS cars. Actually, no, not the COTS cars. Actually, yes, it's one of the COTS Racing Team's cars. My mistake. Actually, it looks to be Soleil Drew-Prox. Wow, looks like Tracc.eu is coming up against a lot of traffic. Oh, it looks like the traffic was the thing that killed their lap time.
Yeah, I think this lap time was dead as soon as they got into the traffic. There isn't really much you can do about that.
See Jaro VTuber, one of the Uma Motorsports cars, moving over for Michiko to put on a lap. But Akito is not going to be moving over anytime soon. Akito wants to go up on top.
Can't say I blame them.
Looks like Michiko is going to abort this lap. Akito will keep an eye on him. Usually this car is black, purple, and white, and a bit of yellow, but it's white for today. A little bit of a broadcaster's error, so apologies to Akito for that. Hopefully for next round we will have the full livery, since I believe Akito changed a little bit of the livery. Other than that, Akito is 2/10 down, coming into the chicane. Let's see if it changes here. Looks good so far, but still losing time. Must be really frustrating.
I have to wonder if time wear is potentially coming into effect here, but it seems incredibly unlikely.
See, coming out of this really fast right-hander, you're going to basically have to keep on the throttle. If you lift off, you lose a lot of time. But regardless, Akito's still losing time, hemorrhaging time even, into the 5/10 delta.
Speaking of lifting off, I think some of the other drivers were slowing up a bit.
Let's see what Akito does here. It won't be too good of a lap. It's going to be about 1.5 seconds off the top time here. Hopefully next time around he will be able to get a better lap in.
That last chicane is absolutely critical to setting up for the next lap, though. So unless they put together an absolute miracle of a lap, yeah, no, it's not happening.
Oh, and they get blocked by traffic. That's one of the other Uma Motorsports cars.
Hopefully nobody's made a drinking game of how many times we've mentioned them tonight.
Looks like Sebastiano Rossi is going to put on a fast lap here. He runs into Yukari Kaguzaka. Actually, not much of improvement, but still in the 129s. So, I believe that's 8 of drivers, all in the 28s. Pretty impressive. Or 129, sorry. Only 3 drivers in the 28s, I should say.
Pretty diverse group that's in the top 3 as well. Was expecting this to be a Ferrari lockout, if I'm being entirely honest here.
Now that the session is over, we will have only 2 cars, actually 3 cars on. Actually, a few cars on that are improving their lap times, but the biggest one, the most important car improving their lap time is the one of Laggy Lou, also of Uma Motorsports. If you're drinking still, you should probably stop. I don't want you to get alcohol poisoning. But they are 3/10 up on their best lap time. We're going to see where they line up for the race today. we go. It's a make or break corner here, and with not many other chances. With no other chances, actually, I should say. They actually gained time there. Let's see where that puts them. Ooh,
Big improvement, but they've just fallen short of improving their position. They're going to be on the 4th row for tonight's event.
Yeah, what a tough grid. Midnight Hurricane. Let's see what she does. This might be enough to get her in the 128s. Just barely. As we go right to the race.
And not a frame too late. Whew.
So, here we go. Race time. We're going to have to catch our breaths from an already exciting qualifying session. But we have just 60 minutes to go, actually. So, we shouldn't waste all our energy yet.
A lot can happen in an hour. Just putting that out there.
So, with just about a minute to go before the cars roll off for the grid, I wonder who the chat will believe will come away with the W, and who will actually be the biggest surprise of today, and who will be the driver of the day. Maybe we should make that the thing. Tracc.eu driver of the day?
I think we should make that a thing at some point.
Well, I'm not part of the tracc.eu administration team. I'm only a broadcaster, but it's something Julian can probably think of. So, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, if I were him, I would definitely support it. Anyway, let's get on with the starting grid, shall we?
So, in the pole position, Yukari Kagutazaka once again commanding that lead, with Icer ABR in second right besides for the Uma Motorsports 1-2 lockout. Akito Suzugawa in third position for Mirai United VTuber racing team. Midnight Hurricane, another Uma Motorsport driver, in fourth. Another Uma Motorsport driver, Tritika Mujiko, in the Porsche 995 numbered car, is in fifth. Blanc Ryuzaki for Lopen in sixth. Sebastiano Rossi in seventh. Laggy Liu in eighth. Chen Soy in ninth. Frankie Nguyen in 10. Aaron Vogel, two cars next to each other, those are regular cars, in 12th. Kagoda Mashiro, also for Uma Motorsport, in 13th. Poofy Pillow in 14th. Orbitz Rainiger in 15th. Cobb 90 in 16th. David Rhodes Kotze in 17th. Jordan Brunch in 18th. Charles the 14th and 19th, not 14th today. Planet Fungus in 20th. Jin Knight in 21st. Kasetsu Fujiwara in 22nd. Trazione Integrale in 23 with the number 23 car. Imran in 24th. iMetrics VTuber in 25th. Jaro VTuber in 26th. Soleil Drew Crocs in 27th. And Yuri Nishimori did not set a lap time in 28th position, but they are on the grid. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this first turn pans out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a decreasing radius corner too, so they're going to have to be extra careful not to carry too much momentum into the first corner.
The most careful you can probably be, especially when you're going double file with the ever so aggressive Uma Motorsport drivers. They are a very enthusiastic bunch when it comes to passing cars left and right. It might work out, it might not work in their favor most of the time, but you can't deny that that's one of the defining traits, and that's what makes them exciting to see come race day.
Well, that's why we tune into this championship. Nothing but excitement.
Let's see, Akito Suzugawa in third in the inside row, I believe. We'll see if Akito will be able to come off cleanly and get a great result. Maybe the win, if anything happens to Yukari and Icer ABR. So soon we'll be going double file for the race start here. Kagutazaka once again on the pole. Icer ABR right next to her. Akito Suzugawa right behind Kagutazaka. And Midnight Hurricane in the alley, number 76 and 4th. But despite everything, it's going to be anybody's race from here on out. June, let's get ourselves ready for yet another exciting VTuber GT race.
Oh yeah, this is going to be my first time on on commentary, so I am definitely looking forward to this one. We are almost ready to party!
Let's see who's going to be bolder and Zolder here soon enough, just crossing this chicane here. These drivers are going to be crawling to 70 kilometers an hour for the start. It's going to feel like forever, hearts pounding, palms sweaty, knees weak, mom spaghetti. Okay, here we go. Just a little bit more.
Oh, the anticipation is killing me!
Icer ABR is really far behind. Green flag is out. That's going to be really interesting. They fan out 3 wide already.
Oh no, I don't like the look of this! Oh no! Suzukawa's taken ABR out wide,
Laggy loser
and
around.
Everybody's spun around.
Laggy loser around. Kagura Mashio gets a huge hit. Oh no, Ahmed Imran. Oh my goodness. Just as we feared. Just carnage in the first corner.
Oh, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
Yukari Kagura makes it through the carnage with Trutaka Mujiko in second position. Midnight Hurricane in third. Sebastiano Rossi in fourth. Chen Soy in fifth. How about that?
Very good situational awareness to move up the field like that.
With an Akito probably really frustrated that he lost a lot of spots, but at least he was not one of the unlucky ones, as we saw. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no, not like this, guys, come on!
Chen Soy gets turned around. A good start just gone to waste, as they have to wait for all the traffic to go by here. We're gonna have to see what happened there, as we are a bit too late to actually, I put 15 seconds, but it's pretty clear what happened there on the broadcast. Looks like Akito got a little too enthusiastic and got into the corner panel of Chen Soy, and now they simply have to wait their turn, and just only they actually gotten back on track.
Yeah, looking like there's quite a bit of damage on that Huracan. That makes me a bit sad.
Yukari Kagurazaka already repeating what she did for the first race at Snitterton. 1-2 actually for Uma Motorsport. Midnight Hurricane showing her worth actually right in front of the Pota Motorsport car of Sebastiano Rossi. Lucas Lichten gained a few spots there on that race start, as they are fourth position. Akito Suzugawa in fifth, though I believe that maneuver is going to be looked at. 11 recorded incidents, apparently according to Julian, so that's going to be a lot to look at for the stewards.
Yeah, the stewards are not going to be having it easy tonight. Let's just say that much.
As we see here, this is a pretty close train we got here, led by Lucas Lichten, as you're focused on Frankie Nguyen, trying to gain any time they can on Trutaka Mujiko. Not where they want to be last time around. They were actually in the top 3, so they're going to be wanting to do a lot better this time around. But there's going to be a lot of Uma Motorsport cars to get through.
Looks like ABR is going to be trying to put the pressure on Vogel here.
Indeed, as Icer ABR is right on the back of that Fox. Lithium Fox, that is. With Blani Ryozaki just hanging on.
Looming back there in the background, menacingly.
Loe's finest.
Well, it looks like Vogel got on like a battery and is charging their way forward now.
We're going to see how they handle the chicane here. Everybody gets through pretty nicely. Nothing to see here in terms of any mistakes or any sort of gains. Actually, Blani is catching up on the back of Icer ABR.
You think the M4 might be able to handle these curbs better than the Porsche and the McLaren can? Oh, we've got another off.
Oh, who was that? I believe that is... Oh, I couldn't catch it, actually. So we'll stick to this battle for now until we realize what's going on. But actually, a pretty good showing for Panic Fungus, as we'll go back to this battle a little bit. Panic Fungus struggled and intercepted a lot last time around, so it's good to see them in 11th position, right up ahead of Cobb 90, and I believe that is Jaro VTuber, who is actually a lap down. June, I know you have a sort of affinity to the NSX.
Yeah, the NSX is one of my favorite cars, doesn't matter the generation. So it's good to see this machine hanging out in the mid-pack, scrapping it out with the rest of the field here.
We're gonna have to cut back because there is a battle for a podium position between Sebastiano Rossi and Lucas Lichten of Team Iris, a pretty big sim racing team that goes across R Factor 2, I believe a lot of series in R Factor 2, and now ACC.
Always good to see some new faces here in the ACC and within the track sphere of influence.
You see, actually, Sebastiano Rossi actually gained a lot of time running away from Lucas Lichten. Lucas Lichten had a great race last time out, but unfortunately disconnected from the server just a few minutes ago and handed the win basically to Cutting Kagazaka. See, Shizuka Mujiko's around.
Uh-oh, that's not good. I'm seeing a lot of smoke.
Did Shizuka Mujiko actually disconnect? Oh, that is heartbreaking for Shizuka Mujiko. Not much you can do in that situation.
Yeah, I think it's game over for them, unfortunately.
Let's get back to Icer ABR and Aaron Vogel. This battle's still going on, still so close. As looks like Lifting Fox is actually catching up to the back of Frankie Nguyen. Frisky Frankie about to have some frisky competition here.
ABR closing up that gap through the second chicane, though.
Yeah, Icer ABR is definitely not letting up. They are definitely pushing, cutting through the grass. But you're gonna have to be careful with them. Ooh, they nearly get to the back of Aaron Vogel. That was really close. They are really close. Diving to the inside. No, they are not looking for the move right now, but they have a pretty good opportunity here in the next few corners. Turn 1 might be a pretty good passing spot here. We'll see if they get any closer. Ooh, that is also really close as Icy ABR goes wide, and that puts them into the clutches, potentially, of Blanc Ryuzaki.
Looks like we've got another car coming out of the pits here.
That is Chensoi, who had to repair. Actually, no. Chensoi repaired the damage and got into that pit window very early. We're going to see if that actually benefits them, despite that really, really unfortunate crash. Moritz Reiniger takes the early stop as well. Let's check out back on this battle for 8th and 7th. It's like Blanc Ryuzaki is ever so closer to Icer ABR than Puma Motorsport Car versus the Lopen Pro Esports Limited. And for Icer ABR just going on the grass, outside tire is just cutting through. Be careful not to get a pressure loss there, Icer ABR.
Yeah, would not want to see the ice being broken here.
This battle is just ever so close.
In big battles like these, you gotta stay cool as a cucumber.
Hopefully Icer ABR can live up to their name and be cool as ice, but they've already are red hot with just making contact with Aaron Vogel already. Looks like you see the front of that Porsche having some scratches on it. Probably the evidence of that contact.
I believe that might have been the contact from Akito from turn 1 much earlier in the race.
That is probably very true. A lot of people have actually got involved in that huge turn 1 incident. We hate to say that we saw it coming, but we definitely did see that that carnage coming.
Yeah, but what on earth are you supposed to do? You're a racer after all. You're gonna go for a move if you see it. So.
This is still a Fox train. Actually, a Frisky Frankie train with a Fox in second. And to update you on the fastest car on track, the fastest car on track is actually Midnight Hurricane. Midnight Hurricane with a 129.210. Really good performance from Midnight Hurricane. Just really surprising the rest of the field, as it looks like they are already coming up to lap traffic here, so it's definitely gonna already mix up this. Never mind, that 420 car just goes into the sand.
You do not want to be stuck in the stands. That place is stanky. Oh dear! Ooh!
Side by side coming into the second turn. We'll see who. Let's see who sticks into that spot. Aaron Vogel, sort of commanding that 7th position. Icer ABR with nowhere to go, stuck on the outside, not where you want to be for momentum. But Icer ABR still with a shot.
Are they seriously gonna try to go for a move into the chicane? I don't like the look of this.
Wow! Aaron Vogel actually lets them as Midnight Hurricane's around.
Oh no! What's happened here?
Midnight Hurricane. Oh, just gets to the back of Trazione. And gets tapped by Poofy Pillow.
I think they were just trying to let the 76 through, but that is such an awful, awful place to be stuck for the lapper or the lappy. Ooh, that's really unfortunate. Doesn't look like they sustained too much damage, but that time lost was certainly very, very costly.
Looks like, actually, Aaron Vogel actually lost that position. We'll go back 30 seconds while we were looking at that accident there. We're going to see what happens here. Looks like the move already happened. But Icer APR, it's actually right into 7th position. And Blanc Ryuzaki also managed to jump right ahead of Aaron Vogel. Not sure what happened to Aaron Vogel, but maybe they got jumped at a certain corner, or maybe they were hung up to dry on the outside. Definitely not a series of corners there. You want to be hung up on the outside there, as ICBR is already getting to work on Frankie Nguyen, trying to make it a Uma Motorsports top 5.
Well, it would be a great result for the Uma Motorsport Collective as a whole.
This looks like Aaron Vogel's actually lost a lot of pace throughout there. I wonder if that's actually narrow on the ICBR's car. It is. It's actually narrow.
I was trying to avoid pointing that out, as I didn't want to be wrong.
Poofy Pillow and a few lap cars there at Trazione Integrale as well. They get through pretty cleanly. ICBR has a lot of pace, actually. We're going to have to look at their last lap time. They are about 5/10 up on Frankie Nguyen as they make a move in the inside of turn 1. Looks like this will be... They squeezed Frankie just out on the outside, but they're able to make that move pretty cleanly, actually.
I don't think Nguyen wanted to press the issue. Looking at ABR's pace here, you don't want to mess around too much with battling, especially on a track like this. It's easy to lose time if you run side by side, especially in a momentum-based section like the first 3 corners tend to be.
We'll see if Icer ABR will be able to hang on to that 6th position, however, as Blondie's actually catching up as well. Blondie is also on a tear today.
Oh yeah, Ryuzaki is definitely doing a good job making their way through the field.
Looks like Aaron Vogel already is catching up, back up. Looks like it was just a momentary loss of focus.
Look at that fox on the hunt.
Ryuzaki has to go a little bit wide to avoid hitting Frankie Nguyen in the rear. Pretty risky thing to do, but not a very good racecraft thing to do.
Unfortunately, no. But in terms of survival, that's something you're going to have to do, as you said, to avoid taking the hit.
See, Kito Suzukawa takes his mandatory stop here. We're going to see if that benefits him later in the race. So get back to Ryuzaki, who actually makes the move on the inside of Frankie Nguyen. So both regular cars actually struggling with pace, as Blondie, and both Blondie and Icer ABR just have absolutely insane pace compared to the rest of the field. Well, at least relatively for the position they're at. Looks like there's lap traffic. Oh, this is going to be tough.
Well, it looks like they're battling for position as well, and you know, the lap cars battle is perfectly valid too.
Indeed. Looks like we have a yellow flag. I'm not sure what that is. That's Nishimori actually turned around right in front of Blondie, actually.
Ooh, careful, Nishimori.
Kagura Masho gets the... Oh, no! It's an Uma team kill, nearly.
Ah, that poor Bentley was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nothing they could do. Just too many cars in one place to maneuver around.
See Kagura Mashiro trying to dive at the inside, I believe, of that is one in the... I believe it's Sebastiano Rossi. Actually, what happened to Sebastiano Rossi? We didn't actually see that happen. We're going to have to look at that at post-race. But looks like Sebastiano Rossi lost a lot of time, and that puts Lucas Lichten in the 2nd position. As, well, Midnight Hurricane is actually battling again for that 2nd position. Far off from Yukari because of that accident, but still a pretty good result for them if they're able to get past.
Well, I'm sure they'd rather have an Uma Motorsport 1-2 rather than an Uma Sport 1-3.
Make it a 2-horse race. As, oh my goodness!
Oh dear!
That did not go to plan.
Yeah, you can't just gallop up to the other pilot and expect to work a side-by-side maneuver into that corner complex. That just doesn't fly.
We're gonna have to see what happened there exactly. Yeah, that is a very enthusiastic move, very over-optimistic move. It was good that Midnight Hurricane tried to at least do something, but into that chicane, that's a very, very tough spot to pass, and it can end very poorly, as we've just seen.
Yeah, unless the other person is fully aware that you're gonna fully commit to it, it's a very, very difficult overtake to actually do.
So as it stands, Midnight Hurricane still in 3rd, still a respectable position as Sebastiano Rossi takes their pit stop from their, I believe, their 8th position spot. That gives spots to Ryuzaki, Frankie Nguyen, and Aaron Vogel, but they're gonna have to be coming in sometime soon. This battle between actually, Ryuzaki has actually cleared the 2 McLarens, as both McLaren teammates will be battling out for this position. Pretty good race so far, actually. Despite all the carnage, there's been quite a few good battles here.
Yeah, I think once the grid got themselves into their own little packs, things have calmed down just enough for some good battling to occur, especially in the upper midfield here.
The driver that we should highlight today, Cobb 90 in 8th position. Pretty good showing for them today.
weren't they starting pretty far down the field as well?
A lot of drivers actually gaining positions here. Panic Funk is in 9th, number 69, NSX representing the only NSX in field in the top 10.
I wish I could be part of this action so I could represent the NSX fandom as well. But alas, that's neither here nor there.
Carl's the 14th in 10th, outperforming his name, as the chat has said.
Well, if he keeps this up, he's probably going to have to change his name, isn't he?
David with Katse, despite the damage, and with the oldest GT3 car in the field in 11th. Katsuto Fujiwara in 12th for Grip Runners X Uba Motorsport. iMetrics VTuber in 13th, also gaining a lot of ground actually. A lot of drivers actually gaining a lot of ground here. You see, Akito Suzuka wants to get past as soon as possible, as Yukari Koguzaka is actually trying to lap Akito there. Akito lets Koguzaka by. Looks like we'll see what happens with iMetrics VTuber. Pretty straightforward there.
There's no good place to let them by.
Akito was looking to take advantage of that, but no luck. Gives a little tap to iMetrics VTuber. Another tap. Oh, that puts iMetrics VTuber into the wall.
Oh dear, that's not gone to plan, has it? I'm sure the stewards are going to be looking at that one, unfortunately.
Moritz Radiger, the closest battle on track, I believe, between them and Laggy Lou. Laggy Lou, unfortunately, with not a great start, as we see actually Jin Knight got disqualified. I'm not sure why. Very interesting there. We'll take a look at Trazioni Integrale with a great run today, 17th.
They've certainly made up a lot of positions from where they began. We'll say that much. Though Trazioni still has yet to do their stop.
Yeah, she's just doing her job here, just clicking up the laps, just trying to stay out of trouble here. You see, Frankie Nguyen actually got around.
Oh no, they were having such a good run too. Hopefully that doesn't lose them too many positions.
Looks like they just spun out in that turn. Easy to get into the sand and just completely lose it.
Yeah, these racing slicks were not exactly made for loose surface conditions, shall we say.
So as it stands, with nearly halfway to go, Koguzaka still leads the way, a 15-second gap to Lucas Lichten in the 77 Boatley. We salute Lucas Lichten, who is the sole Boatley. Actually, no, Jaro VTuber makes up the second Boatley. Midnight Hurricane, the fastest lap of the race, though she is coming to threat behind. She has a threat behind fellow teammate Eister ABR. Eister ABR just absolutely flying. Oh no, Midnight Hurricane goes a little bit loose. Midnight Hurricane just gives that position to Eister ABR. This might be Eister ABR's best finish if they can hold this up. Still a long way to go though, just one half of the race. It's like David Katse, another driver with a great day out here. Roads Katse just plucking in the laps, as I said. Just, ooh, actually they get a little wide. Nearly gets into the Sebastiano Rossi in that Ferrari. Jaro VTuber in the way. Oh, that's just really good reflexes as David has to just get out of the way of Jaro VTuber.
That was some pretty good heads-up driving.
As Midnight Hurricane gets back and gets into pits for her mandatory stop. We'll see where that car comes out. Pretty interesting livery there. I saw copper sulfate. A lot of sort of chemistry things going on here. Hopefully, Numa Motorsports drivers have good chemistry with each other. So as it stands, not a lot going on as of now. Kakurizaka, Lichten, ABR is still the top 3. Ryuzaki, Obogle, Cobb 90, Panic Fungus, Midnight Hurricane, Charles the 14th, David Rollins Katse make up the top 10. Though this is still yet to be shaken up by the mandatory pit stops. And we're going to see when each driver makes their mandatory pit stop. Some taking it just right at halfway, some taking it just before, and some right until the very end.
Yeah, so far it looks like just under half the field have taken their mandatory stop. Nobody at the top 10 on the... Oh, well, I say that, Midnight Hurricane just completed her stop. But most of the top 10 have yet to complete their mandatory stop, so it'll be interesting to see where they pop out.
Let's highlight Trazione Integrale again. She was in a good position with to battle with Laggy Lou. I think she lost a bit of time, though. Goes into the sand. No harm, no foul, though. Let's see, Frankie Nguyen battling. I believe that's with iMetrics VTuber. Frankie Nguyen, who has stopped. iMetrics VTuber, who has not. We're going to see where all this pans out. It's going to be interesting to see when Yukari Kagurizaka pits and how perfect they can get it done. Yukari Kagurizaka had no mistakes other than a few incidents that weren't their fault. 2 incidents that weren't exactly their fault at Centerton, but otherwise a flawless race. We're going to see if they're going to do it again.
So far they're looking like they're on track to do just that, but we still got half an hour's racing worth to go, so lots could happen, and stranger stories have been told in the abyss of history.
As Akito Suzukawa probably still frustrated by that accident in turn 1. The first turn, first lap. Got into a bit of trouble here and there, but still, you know, still doing okay. Still doing, still have a lot of racing to go, and nobody in front of Akito has actually pitted. So we're gonna see where everybody comes out.
You can kind of sense the frustration in a driver's body language on track. They were just absolutely sideways going into turn 2.
Some say that if you're going sideways, that's just going fast enough. I don't know if that's actually true, but heck, Akito's giving it all he's got. Apparently, I believe one of the drivers' wheel disconnected and just had no forced feedback. So unfortunately, I believe that is one of the drivers done. I'm not sure who actually couldn't get in, who actually had an issue, but one driver just retiring due to technical issues. Oh no, Chensoi is around. See how Chensoi got around here. Chensoi nearly had a good race going, but just unfortunately, bad luck strikes again. Very strange incident, that one. Possibly the car just snapped and just gripped up again. Pretty easy to do in these GT3 cars. Good battle here between David Rhodes Katse and Charles the 14th. As Lucas Lickman goes into pits, we're going to see where Lucas comes out in terms of where they are on track relative to Akito. But for now, this battle is what we're focusing on. As
Looks like Day 14th is coming into the pits.
Yeah, the 14th is coming into the pits as Katse probably was caught out by that. That's going to be a lot of time lost.
That is very much going to be a huge, huge time lost.
Lucas Lickton is out of the pits. Looks like they are a good bit ahead of Akito, so Akito actually losing Akito a bit far from a potential podium spot. Probably going to have to drive quite a bit, push quite a bit to actually get a chance here, but it's possible. As Eisner ABR is the next driver in the top half to pit. Eisner ABR, just a wonderful performance from them. So far though, Kagurazaka still commanding as David just gives that position to Akito Suzukawa so that Akito can get to work on catching up to Lucas Lickman and potentially Eisner ABR.
Eisner ABR is now in the pits.
That is a car around. I believe that is, I'm not sure, I believe that's Imran. One of the Mercedes. We're going to see where Eisner ABR comes out. It might not be enough as Akito gets through. So Akito actually in position to get a good finish here, considering everything that's happened. Or we're gonna have to see post-race if he's able to keep everything that he's gained. And Kagurazaka and Blanc Ryuzaki are in the pits. We'll see where the rest of the field is at. The first car that has just pitted, Lucas Lickton, still in that second sector, as you can see on the map.
Kagurazaka really built a dominant gap over the rest of the field. That should buy them plenty of time.
Kagurazaka coming out of the pits. Panic Fungus, the, I believe, actually no, Aaron Vogel is the first car right now, but Lithium Fox still has to pit. Kagurazaka, let's see how much of a gap there is to Lucas Lickton. Actually kind of smaller than I expected, but that's still quite a gap. Blanc Ryuzaki just finished their stop. We're going to see where they come out. Akito Suzukawa coming up pretty quickly here as Akito jumps that position. So that leaves, I believe, Aaron Vogel, the last car in the top 10, top half of the grid to make a stop. June, do you think staying out so long at a track like this would actually benefit you, or do you think the earlier you can stop, the better?
Well, here's the thing. I think it may be beneficial to stay out if you're not expecting to deal with a lot of traffic, like in a weird sort of way. Because the longer you stay out, at least you won't have the potential that your race will be heavily compromised if you get involved into an incident where you get your machine damaged. If you take an early stop and your machine gets damaged, you're gonna have to take a second stop, and at that point, it's pretty much game over.
As Lithium Fox is already coming up against lap traffic here, so we're going to see if that prompts them to pit already. I believe that is Imran once again. So we'll see if Lithium Fox catches right up to the tail. We'll keep an eye on Aaron Vogel for now. So Kaguruzaka once again with a commanding race. No incidents this time. Looks like Aaron Vogel will take their stop right now.
Yeah, they're probably not going to be leading for too much longer after that. But let's see where they come out.
We'll keep an eye on the... we'll keep an eye on the map for now. Aaron Vogel in the number 47. The triangle icon on your screen denoting the leader. The red circle denoting Kaguruzaka in the number 7. I believe that's not going to be enough. Vogel still has a lot of fuel to put in. As Kaguruzaka gets past one of the lapped UMA Motorsports cars. A lot of UMA cars here today, as we've said a few times.
I mean, they are a 9-car strong stable tonight.
It looks like Panic Fungus will keep going. We'll see if that benefits them in the second spot. Fun spot to be in for them, probably.
I mean, it's nice to get some broadcast time out at front, isn't it?
Yeah, make it worth your while. And heck, you might even be able to leapfrog a few drivers that Jabali gets bent down to field by staying out. Though Laggy Lou's not helping in that case, as Laggy Lou gets turned around, but Sebastiano Rossi, that was very awkward.
Yeah, a lot of drivers on different laps at this point. People just need to give each other a bit of space here, I think.
As once again, this battle is red hot between Icer ABR and Aaron Vogel. These two are inseparable. Aaron Vogel, though, on the newer tires, so we're going to have to see how that plays out. Be going through lap...
They're going to have to be careful with the lap traffic through this corner.
So far, so good. I believe that's iMetrics VR in that Porsche. The older Porsche, the oldest Porsche, coming up against the newest Porsche. And that's allowing Blanc Ryuzaki to catch up. A bit of an awkward spot to pass the lap car there, but no harm, no foul. Unfortunately, Blanc Ryuzaki is right there. These three drivers are just, they just cannot get away from each other. This Blanc Ryuzaki needs to get past iMetrics VTuber here to make up some time. There you go. Not much drama there. So after all that, looks like Akito Suzuka will be on the podium. For anything... Whoa! Midnight Hurricane just flung past. Is that a disconnect? Oh no.
I hope that isn't a disconnect.
That is another disconnect for, I believe, another UMA Motorsport car. Oh no. After such a good performance early on in the race, Midnight Hurricane today just goes from bad to the very worst. A lot of predictions actually going out the window here. The only prediction that has stayed true is Kagorizaka in the lead. Panic Fungus still not pitting, still relenting, still hanging on to their 15 minutes of fame up against Lucas Lichten. Midnight Hurricane still wailing on in the background, but unfortunately they are a disconnect, I believe. Lucas Lichten's so close here, but Lucas will have to be careful not to lose any more time, as Panic Fungus is on older tires and has not pitted yet, whereas Lucas Lichten has. Will Panic Fungus come in this time? No, not yet.
That NSX is just looking for a fight at this point.
And they are, as they go defensive.
Well, if it's a fight they wanted, it's going to be one heck of a duel they're going to get. Let's see it play out.
We'll see Panic Fungus doing a great job of defending that second position. We got Laggy Lou a few laps down, trying to get past. Really awkward spot for them. But regardless, Panic Fungus and Lucas Lichten battling for that second spot. Panic Fungus will still have to pit at some time, but ooh, they get punted a bit. Probably a hurry-up push.
Ooh, yeah, that was a big shot in the back. It's a good thing Panic Fungus was still pointed in the right direction after all that. Goodness me.
And a big surprise, Akito catching up already. All that battling is allowing him to get a potential podium spot. Laggy Lou just making it all sorts of awkward. The lapped car just nowhere to go. I mean, the lapped car has to do their own race, and if they're up to the pace, that's fair game. But dear, oh dear, Lucas Lichten might be fuming right now.
Asuzagawa's looking all locked and loaded, ready to take the big shot.
But if Akito Asuzagawa goes past Lucas Lichten, he still has 2 more cars to go. 2 more cars that are potentially slower than him. And not a lot of passing opportunities here at this track.
Yeah, I am not envying either of those 2 drivers right about now.
And they have yet another car lapped as Laggy Lou goes a bit wide. Laggy Lou barely makes contact. Looks like Laggy Lou will be Akito's problem. Akito diving to the inside there, but thinks better of it. So Lucas Lichten gets back into the battle of second between them and Panic Fungus. Panic Fungus, just hats off to Panic Fungus for such a great performance after just struggling last round at Netterton.
Looks like Asuzagawa has taken a bit of the rallycross route, but still playing in the right direction, thankfully.
Tough battle there is. Oh my goodness! Oh dear! Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Akito Asuzagawa gets going again, but oh my goodness. Just what was going on there?
There must have been a big panic trying to deal with that Porsche. The 420 trying to make room, and there's just no way you're fitting 3 cars through that corner complex.
Looks like Aaron Vogel got into the grass somewhere. We're gonna have to look back there. Oh, still a mess going on, actually. They get bumped a few times. That Porsche just... Oh, that poor Porsche is just getting absolutely battered today.
Yeah, I would not want to be the owner of that Porsche right about now.
Panic Fungus finally relents and gets into pits. We're going to see where they come out. But this finally gives a bit of clean air for Akito Asuzagawa to gain on Lucas Lichten again after that incident. 4 seconds to make up, but still a lot of time here.
Akito's machine's looking pretty badly beat, though. That front end looks like it's pretty heavily crumpled.
However, Lucas Lichten's car doesn't look any better. Icer ABR just prowling menacingly in the distance. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. They're gonna be looking in their rearview cameras pretty soon, aren't they?
Yukari Kaguzaka doing their best. If you watch World Superbike, Yukari's doing their best Alvaro Bautista impression. 30 seconds ahead from the leaders in second place. Just flying as the rest of the field battles among themselves. Just hoping to get as many points as they can. Unfortunately...
Am I reading the timings tower correctly? Is Kagurazaka really an entire lap ahead of the rest of the field?
It feels that way, but they are not actually. That is just an ACC timing and scoring thing. When Lucas Lichten crosses the line, that should update to be accurate once again.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
So Lucas Lichten seems to be getting away pretty cleanly here from Asuzugawa, but Icer ABR, we're going to see what Icer ABR does this lap. Icer ABR a full second faster than Akito that last lap, so Icer is definitely making a threat here.
I wouldn't be too surprised if ABR caught up to Asuzugawa here, at least within the next 2 or 3 laps, given how much time they appear to be losing.
Meanwhile, we got an actual battle going on here, a real battle, not just gaining time and losing time, between Blanc Ryuzaki and Aaron Vogel. Aaron Vogel going through a lot this race. Thankfully, no speeding through pit lane this time, so they are able to keep their top half finish, top 10 position. As we're right on board for a bit. Actually, no. They've gone past Blanc Ryuzaki.
Ryuzaki just kind of let them through without much of a fight. Wonder what's going on here.
Ryuzaki probably thinking that, well, Aaron Vogel's probably got a lot more pace than I do, and I just really do not want to get myself into trouble as Ricky Nguyen is coming to the pits. I'm not sure if they had a problem or if they're just going for their mandatory stop and have not looked. So that puts Panic Fungus into 8th position. A great result for them so far.
It looks like they might have been serving a penalty at some point. Yeah, they were clearing a penalty.
Cobb 90 and another driver with a great result here today so far.
Oh yeah, definitely wasn't expecting them to be where they are. So that's a pretty good performance so far, but they've got to hang on for another 13 minutes.
And 13 minutes could be all the difference in VTuber GT. We've seen it plenty of times before. As we see this battle between Blanc, Ryuzaki, and Aaron Vogel still go on. Blanc, Ryuzaki not relenting at least a little bit.
Ryuzaki's definitely being patient though, perhaps trying to analyze Vogel's weaknesses and strengths here.
Probably waiting to have the last lap. You see another driver waiting to have the last lap, as we'll focus them on them on a second. Icer ABR still lapping faster than Akito Suzugawa, but we will stay pinned on this battle for 5th until Icer ABR gets into close range. Blanc Ryuzaki actually looks like they are having a different approach to that turn compared to Aaron Vogel.
It's certainly helping them gain a lot of time into this final chicane series.
We're going to see their last lap times as they cross the line here. Aaron Vogel first with a 1 minute 36.72. Blanc Ryuzaki really close actually with a 1 minute 35.02. So they are pretty close on pace.
Yeah, quite puzzling why Ryuzaki let Vogel through then.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, Panic Fungus is in big, big trouble.
They managed to get it going again. Thankfully, they have a bit of a gap to Ricky Nguyen, so not all hope is lost. But you're gonna have to cut down those mistakes if you're gonna want to finish set 8th here, as Frankie Nguyen has a lot of pace.
They probably got on the curb on the exit end. That's probably got them to spin around.
Meanwhile, this battle is still hotly contested between Blanc Ryuzaki and Aaron Vogel. Blanc Ryuzaki wanted to go fox hunting, no matter how illegal that probably is. I don't know the laws of Belgium, but nevertheless, Blanc is pretty determined to hunt for a fox.
Ryuzaki looking a bit more like Agent 47 right now, just prowling and just poking at their target, waiting for the right moment for that perfect execution.
Patiently disguising themselves. Well, I don't know how much of a disguise a pastel purple and pink BMW is, but they're doing a pretty good job of shadowing Aaron Vogel here.
I mean, it blends pretty well considering some of the machines we've seen on display today.
You see a potential battle for the 8th position between Panic Fungus and Frankie Nguyen. Panic Fungus gets into one of the lap cars, I believe. One of the cars going off.
Oh, it looks like ABR is sent a bit wide. Doesn't look like they've taken too much damage, but that is not a great look.
Blanc Ryuzaki will go back to Blanc Ryuzaki and Aaron Vogel. This is still going on. Oh, just so much action to get into this late stage. Looks like updating you on the i3ABR situation. i3ABR is still a second faster than Akito Suzukawa, but that incident in the chicane probably lost them a lot of time.
Doesn't look like Ryuzaki's got a huge pace advantage, but he's going to continue to keep on looking and looking and looking, scouting for those weaknesses in Vogel. The Vogel seems to have been putting up a pretty flawless defense so far.
Regardless, Blanc Ryuzaki doing great for Lowy. Neptunia reference of for those. Blanc Ryuzaki, obviously a representative of Lowy. But definitely not cold here, as they are on a white-hot battle. They need some of that CPU power, though, to get past that lithium fox.
Careful not to overload it through the curbs.
You don't want to get through a really risky overclock there.
Ooh, Ryuzaki was looking a little too hot going into the second chicane series.
The fans are denoting that there is actually a battle about to brew on for second, as Lucas Lichten actually had a really bad lap there of 1 minute 34 that last lap compared to Akito Suzukawa's 1 minute 31. i3ABR also with a mistake, probably from that chicane incident, with a 1 minute 33. So still nothing is set in stone yet.
It looks like Panic Fungus has dropped down to P9.
i3ABR with their fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 29.802. i3ABR, just hats off to ICER. Just what a fast race they've been putting on.
I get the feeling we're going to have two battles stacked right on top of each other pretty soon in this shot.
We'll put the broadcast cameras on i3ABR. As you can see, 3 cars there. Not exactly the closest together, but looking at the times, this might become a battle, though you have only 6 minutes left. You're going to have to put everything on the table in order to actually get something out of this race. Akito Suzukawa and Lucas Lichten further down the road. That big Bentley just going through its paces. we have an incident. Cobb 90 went wide there at turn 1. Still retains that 7th. It looks like Panic Fungus has retained that 8th position. Has regained that 8th position again. Not sure what happened with Frankie Nguyen.
Looks like they've been fighting it out for a while now.
Here, there is battles here. The Wagoner cars lapping each other.
Yep, as I said, we were going to be having 2 battles coming into the shot very soon, and this is exactly what I was elaborating.
With 5 minutes ago, this might be Blanc Ryozaki's chance to jump at Eric Vogel. As you hear, the pit window has closed. Thankfully, everybody is taking their pit stops, so no penalties in that regard. As you see, Frankie Nguyen trying to look for a jump on Panic Fungus. Panic Fungus not panicking, though.
They're going to have to change their name to Calm Fungus at this point if they manage to keep this performance up. They've been ice cool for the most part, aside from that one incident. You see Ryuzaki in that 44 BMW just hanging on. They're looking for their spot here. Oh, here comes Ryuzaki down the inside!
That's lost them a lot of time, probably. Look at that gap they've lost.
Yeah, unfortunately, this isn't exactly the mangas. You know, you can't make a dive like that stick.
As you see, there we go. The battle for second. It has already gotten close here.
Oh, it is absolutely on now.
Looks like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever how long it was. Oh, looks like one of the Grip Runners cars gets wide. That's loose in front of Lucas Lichten, but Lucas is able to avoid that. But that is probably not what they want to see in front of them, with Azuzagawa just focusing on the rear of that big Bentley. Take a look here at Blanc Ryuzaki once again, as Blanc Ryuzaki is close to getting a jump on Aaron Vogel. Oh, there's contact!
Panic! Panic! Oh dear. Panic Fungus managed to keep that in a straight line. I have no idea how. Unbelievable.
Great driving. As you see, Blanc Ryuzaki has a chance here. Do they take it? No, not yet. Oh, there's just so much to focus on here. I'm not sure where to go. We'll see if Blanc Ryuzaki makes a move here. They might be able to. Oh no! Oh no!
Ooh, they're still pointing the right way though. So it's still on. And we've got a big battle. It's a drag race down to the line between Asuzagawa and Lichten, and ABR looming right behind them too.
ABR.
Oh, this is gonna get ugly. Oh no!
Oh no! Who do you pin the blame on that? Akito Asuzagawa gets unlucky yet again. Oh my goodness. As Eister ABR gets into 3rd position, but I don't know if they're going to keep that 3rd with that incident. Let's look at the replay again. If my what's it called? If whatever my thing tries to sorry. If my broadcasting tool works with me here, but oh, just so unlucky there with Akito Asuzagawa.
I think that was, if I'm being entirely honest, I think that was a racing incident. You had 3 drivers, one of them going a bit slower due to the damage they took, one of them trying to take advantage of the situation, another trying to get into it, and it just, I don't think you can really blame anybody. Just typical race driver instincts, you know?
Yeah, not much you can do there. As Yukari Kagurizaka is on that final lap. We're going to see if they can retain that lead. Probably very likely here, though. Here is, I believe, we're going to have to go. We're going to have to go to Aaron Vogel here in a bit, as Aaron Vogel's in the pits. What's happened there? But before that, we're gonna see Yukari Kagurizaka take yet another win soon. Not yet, actually.
It looks like they've got one to go, as long as they can keep it pointed in the correct direction, and they can stay online. Well, can't see why they wouldn't be able to take it.
Ooh, nearly gets into trouble there.
I think I may have spoken just a bit too soon.
As that is Charles the 14th there getting into trouble.
Yo, try at the end of the race too. Ooh, hopefully they can get a move on from that still and at least get credit for the finish.
See a battle between Icer ABR. Getting that second position. Going wide though. Into the sand. Some might say karma, but Icer ABR, I don't know if they're going to be keeping that third position with that incident. The stores are going to have a pretty good look. As we come into the final few turns here, Kagurizaka with yet another dominating performance here today at Zoller. The VTuber GT Championship just, ooh, as they nearly get into one of the cars. Just in the presence of an absolute racing god. I don't want to say, or goddess, I don't want to say it yet. But Kagurizaka with yet another win, 48 seconds ahead of Lucas Lichten. Hats off to Kagurizaka and the Umu Motorsport team.
Yeah, they're going to be prancing off to the sunset and partying like there's no tomorrow with a result like that. And here comes Lucas Lichten coming in to take second.
Lucas Lichten just with, just had to keep their nose clean. And this time they will not be disconnecting, hopefully. Lucas Lichten going through those last few games with Icer ABR right behind. Lucas Lichten gets that second spot. Icer ABR with an unofficial third. We're going to see what the stewards decide. Akito Suzugawa was just yet another unlucky race there, coming together in fourth, though they might be getting third based on what we see post-race. Blanc Ryuzaki in fifth, Cobb 90 with a great result in sixth, Freaky Nguyen caught on the line in seventh, Panic Fungus, hats off to them, great result in eighth. We're going to see them cross the line just a bit, but everybody just put your hands together for Panic Fungus. Just a great recovery from Snetterton.
Yeah, as a fellow Honda enthusiast, I must say Panic Fungus did a great job to bring it home in eighth. Not every day you get to see the NSX in that position.
But for now, we celebrate Yukari Kagurizaka's second win in a row and another commanding win from the Umu Motorsport driver, as we'll probably see them do some victory donuts or get some victory screenshots for Umu Motorsport. Oh, June, what a race.
Oh yeah, that was a topsy-turvy race. Oh! They are definitely doing the dance now. Look at those donuts.
Donuts here. We'll actually go back to see that incident between Akito Suzugawa and I believe it was Icer ABR there. Nothing official yet, but we're gonna have to see what happened. So coming into this few laps left, coming to turn one, Icer ABR just gaining time, hand over fist on Akito. Though Akito probably wasn't very innocent, taking out a few cars as well. there's just going to be a lot for the stewards to go through. We're going to see Icer ABR here get into the back of Akito. Ooh, I'm going to say that was pretty avoidable.
Yeah, on second look, that was I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not going to pin the blame at this point, but hey, I think that was a bit impatient.
And with that, that is the VTuber GT V-Prix of Belgium. So June, what do you think of this race? What did you think of the performance of, I believe it was Yukari Kagurizaka?
Oh, they were absolutely dominant. I don't think there was much question as to who was going to be walking away with the W. So as long as they didn't disconnect, and well, I think this was a fairly expected result, all things considered.
So with that, tracc.eu, I'm very happy to bring this broadcast to you of the VTuber GT V-Prix of Belgium, brought to you by tracc.eu. Tracc.eu also has a few other series that you can participate in. This series is only for VTubers, but we have tracc.GT open to everybody. And you have Touring Masters, I believe that is on a set of courses with touring cars. Definitely take a look on tracc.eu or on Simracing.GP on tracc.eu's community page. And with that, thank you for watching from me and June Raven.